Did you know that we're going to have to produce more food in the next 36 years than the entire history of human life? Our population is growing and we are going to have to find a way to feed all of these people. I'm Hitomi and I'll be explaining if genetically engineering food is a reasonable and ethical solution. Genetic engineering can design foods that can withstand harsh temperatures and that are packed full of all the right nutrients. There has actually been genetically engineered tomatoes that can resist frost and freezing temperatures with antifreeze genes from a cold water fish, the winter flounder. It could also be the answer to meet the heavy food demands that are still not met in many countries. According to the United Nations, the median projection for population growth by 2050 is 9.8 billion. According to the World Food Program, roughly 795 million people in the world are starving. That's a lot of people who are starving today and a lot of people who could be starving in the future. We may also increase the medicinal value of our food, thus introducing edible vaccines. Expanding on the idea of edible vaccines would make them much more accessible across the globe. Other benefits of genetically modifying foods include more nutritious food, tastier food, disease and drought-resistant plants that require few environmental resources like water and fertilizer, less use of pesticides, increased supply of food with reduced costs and longer shelf life, and faster growing plants. Although there are some concerns with genetically engineered foods, including creating foods that can cause allergic reactions or are toxic, unexpected or harmful genetic changes, genes moving from a genetically modified plant to another that is not genetically modified, and foods that are potentially less nutritious. However, these concerns have proven to be unfounded, and none of the genetically engineered foods used today have caused any of these problems. The FDA assesses all genetically engineered foods to make sure they are safe before allowing them to be sold. In addition to the FDA, the EPA and USDA regulate bioengineered plants and animals. Cotton, corn, and soybeans are the main genetically engineered crops grown in the United States. Corn was domesticated 10,000 years ago when humans learned to cross-pollinate plants. Specifically, Bt corn is a type of genetically modified organism that are now resistant to pests, are more tolerant to pesticides, and are better quality. Genetically engineering anything can pose some ethical problems in our community. There is indeed a line where the power of genetic engineering can be abused. In my opinion, using this technique with foods is completely ethical, but when it comes to engineering humans to certain people's specific likings, that is where it becomes unethical. In my opinion, I fully support genetically engineered foods. Their pros severely outweigh their cons, and if you think about it this way, 50 years from now, would you rather have half the population starving but eating organic food, or have no one starving and everyone eating genetically engineered food? Thanks for watching.